Deadwax. What's up, all you who's in Whoville, and welcome to the Deadwax Show with Waffles and the Stooge. I am Waffles. Oh, wait, I got to give our line. My bad. Okay, you all ready for this? Get out of the groove and get into the Deadwax. There we go. There we go. I'm Waffles, and I am joined here by my older brother, one of my best friends, one of my favorite people on the planet, the Stooge. How are you, my man?
I'm doing good, Waffles. Hey, you're one of my favorites too, so we got that in common, I guess.
Look at that. This is the season for being kind to thine brethren. So
Yes.
Thank heavens. Once we hit Arbor Day, though, that's when things are going to get rough between us.
Yeah, and isn't it kind of funny? Like, we've got 12 months in the year, and only 1 month we dedicate it to. Okay, let's try to be nice to everybody, and the rest
is
of
that like August?
No, that's the worst month of the year. It's hot. It's the summer. Everyone's pissed. You know.
There's there's no holiday in August, right? That sounds so stupid, but I can't think of.
And people have to go back to school and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's the worst.
Yeah, August sucks. That's the year. That's the year. That's the month you should be nice to everybody because we're all going through it. Anyway, though, so it's been an exciting week for both of us because I don't want to give too much away, but both of us have had some correspondence with some of our favorite artists, and I shouldn't speak for you because you're your own person with your own personality, with your own choices, but I'm a little bit giddy over it.
Yeah, I mean, just to put a footnote on that, I am married, so there you have to put an asterisk next to his own personality and his own choices.
I thought you were going down the line that like you can't be giddy because you're married.
No,
nice.
I'm saying my wife controls my life is what I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyways,
yeah, blink twice if you're being held captive.
I'm bearing her right now, but don't worry, I'm going to totally put her over here when I tell my story of where we're going with this. Did you? So Chris, you're talking about these cool things that happened to us. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what happened with you this week?
Okay, here we go. I'm very excited.
Okay.
So here we go. One of my top favorite bands, I make this no secret, is Protest the Hero. Protest the Hero is a mathcore band from Canada. And they were like especially significant in the 2000s, but they're still making great music to this day. Well, a few months ago, their singer Rhodey Walker started following me on TikTok. And it was a big deal, right? It was a very big deal. Well, not super long ago, because I love that band so much, I bought their coloring book that they signed. And I'm a giant like art kid. So I have no shame in buying coloring books as a fully grown adult. But I recently graduated college, which, by the way, I guess I got in trouble for not telling people. Hey, everybody, I graduated college with my master's degree in professional communication. There's the announcement. Anyway, so this is going to sound pathetic, but after I graduated, I had to like learn what people do to relax. Like when you're done with the workday, what do you do? Because for 2 years now, I've literally always had something to do, whether it was homework, whether it was class, or whether it was working on my thesis, whatever. So I popped open the coloring book and I colored this guy. And I thought it looked really, really nice. Well, I made a TikTok because I was like, Rhodey follows me, so I should just show him like he's my dad. Hey, I colored this. Will you look at it and be proud of me? So
for those listening on the podcast, I think we should mention you colored a picture of an astronaut that's in the Protest the Hero coloring book. Just in case you're wondering what the picture was.
Brent, you're a lifesaver. Stooge, I almost said Waffles, you're a lifesaver. Stooge, you're a lifesaver. Yes, it's
pretty well done too, I might add.
Oh my gosh,
also equally impressed with the job that you did.
I love coloring. It's so relaxing. Anyway, so I posted this on TikTok and I said, Rhodey, please be proud of me. Be my proud dad. And notice the page I colored for you. And he responded. And he wrote some very nice comments. And he was hungover when he wrote them, yes.
In true dad fashion.
In true dad fashion. He was hungover and still was proud of me. But we've corresponded several times, he and I, and he is always so sweet and so sincere. Anyway, he was really, really nice in this one. And it gives me butterflies. It gives me butterflies deep inside when he's a normal guy with a family, great career, but still even thinking that he's a person that my phone can connect to in some way. It like, this is okay. I'm going to confess something on the pod. So
Here it goes.
after he and I had these comments back and forth, I had my brain start to wander a little bit. And I started to build up in my mind a fantasy where he comes onto our podcast, onto the Deadwax show. And literally even thinking about it, I was getting so nervous, like thinking about him joining us in a conversation, that I was like getting nauseous and my hands were shaking.
Oh my gosh.
Just because I love him so much and he's so cool. So anyway, we can cut that part.
Is that an open invitation for Brody?
It's Rhodey.
Rhodey. Sorry.
If it was Rhodey, I wouldn't talk very much because I'd be
he's
too
like
nervous.
your bro, so it is like Brody.
Brody. There we go. My bro Rhodey. My dad Rhodey. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, that was very exciting, and I posted it for everyone to see because I was just over the moon excited that Rhodey Walker noticed my coloring. Even saying it,
like it's those what's the LDS? Oh, Tender Mercies. That was a little tender mercy that you got.
There you go. Good work, Stooge, for bringing church into the Deadwax show.
Mormon niche.
They exist. They listen. Tell us about your correspondence with an artist this week.
So mine, this goes years back, actually, starting this story. So it's no secret, if you follow me at all on social medias, I'm a huge Czarface fan. I love that group, and they're my favorite hip hop artists. And anyways, they went on tour. They finally came back on tour this year. They only did a handful of stops though, maybe like a dozen, not a whole lot. But they actually made their way out here to the West Coast, and because they actually, the group, they're from like the Massachusetts area. And then, I'm not exactly sure where Inspector Deck is from, but I'm assuming it's somewhere in New York, where Wu-Tang kind of originates for the most part. So they're East Coast. It's really cool that they come out to the West Coast to do a few dates. And they're doing a couple in like the Oakland area, and another show in like a nearby town. And I wanted to go so bad. I was trying to pull all the strings I could, cash in all the favors that I have to make it happen to where I could go see them perform live.
Yeah.
In mid-November, but ultimately it didn't work out. Just, family, work, stuff like that. You got other commitments. You win some, you lose some. So I couldn't go see them. And it kind of brought back a little bit of a deja vu before COVID hit in early 2020, before like things shut down. This is like, I think I want to say in January. In January of 2020, Czarface did a couple of shows, and one of which was down in LA. At the time, I could have gone. I had the means, and I could have gone. But what happened is I didn't, because, and like tickets to Czarface shows, like if you're just going for like GA general admission, it's like $30, including like fees. It's super reasonable, and they'll do meet and greets for only like $50, so they're great. Anyways, in January 2020, I didn't go because I had just like a week or two earlier purchased my Rage Against the Machine concert tickets for Oakland. That was supposed to be that year as well. And that kind of maxed me out on, the wife reined me in. It's like, whoa, let's, it's not just that the
spending
tickets,
all our money.
You have to drive. You have to drive to LA, which is, like a 4-hour thing. I'd probably have to stay the night in a hotel.
Yeah.
And so I decided, you know what? I won't go. I got this Rage concert coming up. I definitely kill to go to that concert. Pandemic hits. I don't get to go see Rage, and I regret not going to see Czarface now, because that would have been like the last show before the world went crazy. So once they announced another show, this year, I'm like, oh, I gotta go. I couldn't make it, and I was super bummed about it.
For sure.
Well, unbeknownst to me, my wife actually messaged Esoteric, who's one of the hip hop artists in that group, and let her know, like, hey, you guys need to do a Salt Lake City show, because my husband's a huge fan. You might know him. He goes by Vinyl Stooge. And he's
You might know
really
him.
bummed.
Yeah.
He's really bummed that he can't make it to your shows in California.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what she'd done this. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Esoteric messages me on Instagram, sends me a DM. He slides into my DM.
He slid into those
and
DMs.
He's like, hey, what's your address? I'm going to send you a little something. And I was like, well, that's awesome. Like, where's this coming from? And so,
yeah,
you know, I'm like super excited. Yeah, here's my address. Yeah, for sure. It took a couple of weeks. Here, I'm going to block them both out so you can't see mine or his. But look what came in the mail this week.
Ooh, and look
It's
at the sticker.
It's Czar mail. Yeah, you can see Czar face. Anyways,
It's
what
Czar
he sent me, he sent me. He recently put out some Czarface trading cards.
Oh my
it's
gosh,
a cool
that's
trading
so
card.
freaking cool.
It's hard to see. You can see my ring light again. But anyways, on the back, it's also hard to see. But he actually autographed it on the bottom too.
Oh my gosh.
For, you know, Esoteric, he signed it. So that's like so cool. Like for nothing, you know, I have to pay for shipping. He didn't charge me for anything. He just sent it to me, and then he also included that in there in the packaging.
Why don't you read it out?
Yo,
loud,
man.
yeah.
Says, yo, man, thanks for always representing like you do, Esoteric. So that was just
sweet.
For something he didn't have to do. You know, that's just really awesome. So like,
absolutely,
I was already a Czar fan for life. Now I'm like Czar fan for forever. You know,
for forever
and ever,
to the grave and beyond.
So, yeah, if it's beyond. So I will never not be a Czarface fan now. I mean, like I said, I already loved it before. Speaking of Czarface, I gotta show you this. Everyone's gonna see my big belly. That's okay.
We love that belly.
The new figure came in this week too.
Figure. Look at
I got a new doll, everybody. Look at my new doll.
He's got a new doll.
The impostor.
I have a coloring book. You have a doll.
I know. We're like children. I know.
We're literally meant to be friends forever.
So, anyways, yeah. So that's what happened. It's totally awesome.
Cool.
It made my week.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. It's awesome. I never had any artist or anyone that I admire do something like
for real,
reach out to me like that. So that was really cool.
And how remarkable is it of the two artists that we've talked about that they're like real people that respect their fans, and even just a little bit of effort goes a huge long way.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Not every artist does it. That's why it's something to emphasize.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That totally. Olivia Rodrigo. But yeah, like I think it's really remarkable that like Czarface, because you introduced me to Czarface. There's so much about them as a group that's so interesting that it's so cool that you'd be able to connect with them in that way. And now you have like something pretty much nobody else has. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm super stoked.
Look at that! What a good
week
we've had. Yeah, get a frame.
Yeah. I mean, and then we should also mention we had our Utah Violent Smiles Waxmas party.
We
over
certainly
the weekend.
did.
Our
little record club had a get together.
Yeah, it was a full out party, man. There was like
full on party
shots. We were doing what's that drink called with the Mountain Dew and the orange juice?
Hennessy? Oh, the Mountain Dew and the orange juice. Scott calls them
Medusas.
Yeah,
the Medusas. Yeah. There was waffles. We ate waffles.
There was waffles. There was sausage.
It was off waffles.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it got pretty lit about a few minutes in. It was great though. We have a good amount of buddies that are also active on Instagram that post about records that we have made our little group with, and our holiday get-together is insanely successful. We did a little Secret Santa and everything. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Good time.
Good time with the pals. It was a great week. Ain't nothing going to get us down.
Nope.
Maybe the death of Santa Claus. But that's for a different episode on another day.
Not even
Oh, no. Do you watch Futurama?
No.
Okay.
But I don't hate it. I just don't got time.
I just don't got time.
So much.
I don't have time for Futurama. Just quick mention. Santa Claus is a robot in Futurama.
Nice.
And instead of giving presents on Christmas, he murders people. And so people are terrified of Santa. A joke was going to be made, but we can move on because it's not going to make sense. So,
my bad. I killed the joke.
It's okay. You killed the joke like Santa killed those people.
Ah.
See, you redeemed yourself.
Call me Santa
I'm proud
Claus.
of you. With the hat, it works perfect.
I know, right?
Yeah.
For those not watching, I'm wearing a Santa Claus hat.
Oh yeah. I just forget we have people that don't watch it. I'm sorry, everybody. Our voices
I think
are
more
not that
people
great,
don't
but
watch
we
it
look
now.
fantastic.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We look great.
Amen.
You look great.
Yeah, we look fantastic.
What is that, like a bleached tie-dyed shirt you're wearing?
Yes,
says
so
like
this is
Belgium?
I actually made this. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep, this is for the band Gulch, who are breaking up this year. Rest in peace, Gulch. And I did the tie-dye on this. It was just a black shirt before, and I'm very proud of it. Gulch is great. In fact, oh my gosh, Stooge, this is a perfect transition. Do you want to know why? Because Gulch's album last year was in my top 3 favorite albums of 2020. I know.
Wait, that's today's topic.
Oh my gosh, how odd. Well, everybody, since the eggs have been spoiled, what we're going to be talking about today is our top 3 albums of 2021. I have all of mine on vinyl. Stooge, do you have all of yours on vinyl?
I also have mine on vinyl.
Oh my gosh. Look at us.
It's like we collect or something.
Yikes. We should get a new hobby. Anyway, so here's what I'm thinking we do for this. Let's go like 3, 2, 1. Like I'll do 3, you do 3, I do 2, whatever. You know what I mean? And then we build up to our top favorite album of the year. What do you think about this?
That sounds good. Yeah, usually I do like 2, 1, 3. But I like yours. That makes sense.
Oh my gosh. I'm just trying to give this a very organic transition. And dear goodness, it's awesome having the Stooge as my big brother, everybody, because I want to kill him half the time. So do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first with the number 3?
Yeah, I'll go with mine first.
Go for it.
Kick us off.
Kick us
Number
off.
2, right? Number 2?
Yes, exactly. Let's go 2, 1, 3 like you were planning on before.
Here, let me go ahead and take this. All right.
Gosh.
So, my number 3. Number 3 album of the year. Came out earlier, like midway through the year. The band is my favorite of all time, so it's no secret that these people would be in my top 3. Maybe a little surprising that they're not my number 1.
Okay.
But we've got the Black Keys Delta Cream
The Black Keys,
as
man.
my number 3 favorite album of the year. I'm not saying this is like the 3rd best album that was out this year. I'm just saying it's the one I like the most.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Delta Cream, they're back in their like Southern blues rock niche on this album. So you're not gonna find a whole lot of catches like you would with like Lonely Boy and Gold on the Ceiling from El Camino. It's definitely like Southern blues rock. So that's what this album focuses on. But what's really cool about this one, I got off of their website. It comes on a cool purple.
That's pretty.
Yeah. So there you go. You can see.
Oh wow, that's a great picture right there.
So number 3. The Black Keys Delta Cream. If you haven't listened, I would definitely recommend this album.
What's your favorite song off of it?
My favorite one is actually the single they have off of it. I'm not. Okay. I don't know. You probably can't even hear me right now. But Crawling King Snake. So
yeah.
I don't know why I was holding it up so long, but
it's okay. I love
camera shy. So yeah, that's my favorite album. But like I mentioned at our party on Saturday, I feel like I'm a bad Black Keys fan because I can't really name a whole lot of songs. But I played their albums all the damn time.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I don't know. I like to play it all the way through. All of them. I like all of them. So it's hard to have a favorite one.
There's nothing wrong with that.
They all resonate with me. So that's number 3.
Love it. Love it.
What's yours?
My number 3, once again, is one of my favorite bands. This is The Romance of Affliction by See You Space Cowboy. One of my friends on Instagram said that this album looks like someone peed all over it. Because I'm
trying to figure out what's on there.
Very yellow. It's just someone's face and they have their hands over their face. But it's been like
now I can see that.
It's been like extra exposed and with like a yellow filter on it. Anyway, See You Space Cowboy is one of my favorite bands. This is no secret. They're a metalcore band, but what's great about See You Space Cowboy is they're part of the modern metalcore movement that is looking to revive sort of like MySpace screamo sound, but mix it with modern production and modern techniques. So it's like crazy, angsty, aggressive. For anybody who knows what this is, there's a lot of sasscore influences in this album as well. Sasscore is great. Everyone should listen to sasscore.
You made that up.
Sasscore is a very real thing. I love it. Anyway, Romance of Affliction, though, it was very, very highly anticipated. They're one of my favorite bands, so my expectations were quite high, I'll be honest. But they were very, very, very well exceeded because this album was super heavy, super emotional, super interesting. The band themselves went through quite a lot of lineup changes and also just changes in life. Their singer Connie got clean and sober while writing this, and so
Nice.
there's a lot of transitions in her life that really played into the writing of it. So it's a really big deal. It's not.
And they probably
easy.
wrote that during the pandemic. Probably, I'm guessing
they did.
So to get sober during that is impressive. Because I feel like most people went the other direction.
Exactly, and Connie. For those who are aware, Connie is a trans woman and is like a very, very big inspiration for the trans community in metal, that anybody can be just as hard rocking as anybody else. And it's really, really fun to watch their continual rise, not just for trans representation, but just in metal. Like they started off as this very tiny little screamo band from San Diego, I think. And they just keep getting bigger and bigger. And now like the biggest metal sites and metal news people are talking about this band. That's a really cool thing.
Chris, I believe it's pronounced San Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, just to put a bow on this one, I think this album had a bunch of great songs, but my favorite song from this album, there's a song called Melodrama Between Two Entirely Bored Individuals, and that song rules. So I'm probably gonna say that one. But anyway, and then I'll show the variant real quick. For those who are watching. It is a purple and green mix, which could have gone bad. Like it could have turned brown, but it did pretty good. I like how it turned out. So
not bad.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my number 3.
Sweet.
And just
what's
like
the next one we're doing?
Just like people on OnlyFans say, Brent, I want to see your number 2.
You want to see me go number 2?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm trying to find something else real quick.
Is it your number 2?
Yeah, it's my number 2.
It's your will to live. Yeah.
That as well. Yep.
It's your will to keep being friends with me, even though I pretty much have made your life miserable ever since we started talking. Oh, he didn't correct me, everybody. He didn't correct me.
I won't be mean.
The hesitancy.
I just spoiled my number 2 as well. But
okay, we're ready.
I'll go to my number 2. I'm going to open these up real quick. So my number 2, I already talked about on the show. Czarface and MF Doom did an album. It's a, what do you call that? Posthumous release, because MF Doom unfortunately passed. Last year.
Posthumous, yeah.
It's posthumous. So this album came out this year. So I'm trying to find a place to set this down. But Super What by Czarface and MF Doom.
Yes.
My number 2 of the year. Favorite album off this favorite album off this album. We're both messing.
I said the same thing.
Favorite track on this album is Breaking the Action. It's got like a really like kind of chill vibe to it. And then the Inspector Deck and Esoteric rhyming over it. It just flows really good. It's a really chill rap song. It's there's some rap that's like super aggressive.
Yes.
This one's just kind of like bum, 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 bum. Anyways, gotta check it out. So what's great about this album, besides the obvious, is it's only 30 minutes long. There's some albums where it's like it's a chore sometimes to get through because they're so long. This one's super short. So you can just put it on and listen and experience most of it. If you're driving to the record store or going to pick up something at Gray Whale or 3 Hive or something like that.
That'd be so crazy if they sponsored this show. That'd be wild.
I know, right?
Yeah.
There's the back. There they are.
The back. The artwork of Czarface is always so cool to me.
Oh yeah. And what's even cooler about this one, I got like the I don't know if they did this for everyone. I don't think they did. I got the version that comes with like a comic book too.
Oh,
so, like the album. It's like got a whole comic in here. Yeah, it's part of the gatefold.
That is so sick.
So there's where you'd stick the record in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a whole little thing. It's like MF Doom's hanging out in a bar, and some bikers give him a hard time, and him and Zarfeast beat the bikers up and like take their bikes.
That is so funny. That is so freaking funny.
So funny. So here, this is the one I got from, I believe it was Get Down Record. No, this was Get Down, and
Get Down
Get
Records.
On Down.
Get On Down Records.
Exactly. But there's that variant.
Oh,
that
wow. That's beautiful.
I'll go ahead and take it out. You can see.
For those listening,
yeah, it's really cool.
This is
pressing.
a blue and white smash. Yeah.
Smashed. So there's that one. I'm going to leave it out because I'm going to put it in a Hudson Hi-Fi here in a second.
Ooh.
It also came Hudson Hi-Fi inner sleeve. Here's the instrumentals that also came with it, and this one is on a clear vinyl.
Oh wow,
which is my least favorite, but it's all good.
Is that pure clear?
So,
or is it like cloudy?
It's clear. No clouds. Okay. No clouds in these skies, brother.
No clouds in these skies, brother.
Anyways, I also bought an alternate cover version.
Oh my gosh,
Doom's
you have so many of these.
Website as well. Yeah, so
that's so sick.
Here, let me take it out of the plastic too, because this one's got a pretty cool.
For those just listening, it is hard to describe how good this album artwork is. It's so cool.
It's like a comic book cover for those who aren't familiar at all. It's really awesome.
It's really cool.
So there's the cover. I'm trying to. There's a lot going on.
Yep.
The back's not. I don't know if it's
back's pretty similar to the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, but here, let me go ahead and take this out so you can.
Okay. I'm excited.
This one doesn't have a comic book. It does have.
Oh my gosh, that one's beautiful too.
Another smash on it. Here, let me
orange
turn it
and
over.
white.
I think this side looks a little better.
Oh,
so
wow.
Boom.
That's beautiful.
So it's a great album. My number 2 of the year, Czarface. Yeah, combined with them giving me the gift, or with Esoteric sending me that card. I'm a fan for life. It's a great album. I definitely recommend everyone to check out Czarface, like I always do. They rap about comics, Star Wars, pro wrestling, all these like nerd culture references are in there, but they still do it in a way, like I've said before, where they make it seem kind of badass. So
heck yeah.
I love Czarface, and if you haven't listened to Super What, I highly recommend it.
Absolutely. And rest in peace, MF Doom.
Yes. All right, you're number 2, buddy.
Yeah, on that note, we'll go to my number 2.
It's always death on our show.
I know. We need to be more positive. Talk about life.
Anyway,
speaking of life, my number 2 is "Lost in a Wave" by Landmarks. I don't know if it even says. You get real close. Can you even see that? No,
barely.
Anyway, if you do want to look up this album, Landmarks is spelled Landmv, as in Vicky, RKS. Anyway, Landmarks is a metalcore band from France. And the reason this is so high on my list is because I had never listened to them until this album came out. So when this album was a solid 10 out of 10 and I listened to it, I was shocked how good it was. There's, of course, a lot of like metal and heavy influences on there, but there's also moments of rap where they rap in French. Wow. Yeah. And it's really interesting. It does not sound like anything else. Their singer has a very distinct voice. And in the world of like metalcore, hardcore, it can be difficult to sound different than everybody else, because when you're screaming and when you've just got chugga chugga guitars, it all can blend in and sound the same. So when an artist actually sounds different, it's a really, really big deal. Funny story about this. I ordered this record when it came out from Empiricon. No hate to Empiricon. Please sponsor us someday in the future. Which is across the seas. They're one of the biggest distributor of merchandise for Europe, because that was the only place to get this vinyl. And it came on this stunning, clear record that had all the colors of the rainbow in the splatter.
Oh, that's
so it was
cool.
just absolutely so cool. But I got an email saying that they had oversold, and I was one of the people that did not get it anymore. So I didn't get it. And they just said, here's your money back. Good luck. And I was so upset.
No way.
After about 6 months, I tracked down a record. It's not the same variant, which is totally fine. I was just glad to have the vinyl. But someone in southern Utah was selling their copy for a very reasonable price, which was rare. And I'll show you this one. But it was so cool that I was able to actually get one, because lots of people I know really, really wanted it. but they were not able to get it. So it's on this like
Nice.
lot of blue with dark blue marbling in it. It's really, really cool.
That is nice. That's cool.
And my favorite song off this record is called Visage.
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 What does that mean in French? It's got to mean something in French, right?
I believe visage means like it's a mirage, but of like a mental state or something like that. Like a visage is an illusion that's tricked into your mind. I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm making stuff up. Maybe visage
Who's
is a
to
kind
say?
of rape.
I don't speak French, so how would I know? However, I do follow some of these things on TikTok that I love to follow. Is people from other countries who will teach you fun words in their native languages.
Yes, you sent me one like 4 days ago.
Yeah, for French, like to say "see you later" in French. Like if you learn it in like a textbook, that's what this woman was doing. She's like, "Oh, this is how you learn to say it in school, but this is how we actually say it here in France." And to say "see you later," it's just I toot. And I thought that was hilarious.
You are so funny.
So from now on, when I say goodbye to you, I just say I toot.
I just want everyone to get a glimpse into what our friendship is like outside this podcast. It's just like fart jokes.
Fart jokes.
Like we are seriously good friends and brothers because we just laugh about the dumbest things. Anyway, all right. Drum roll.
Oh, number one.
For your number one album.
That's Espanol. Or is it? I don't know.
Okay.
So
Here we go.
My number one.
Here we go.
Is
so excited.
So this is a band I didn't know about 2 years ago. I just discovered them last year, and they have like stolen my heart when it comes to music. I just love their sound and their vibe. And my number one for this year was Volume Number 2 by Bros.
Hey!
They're a Canadian band. They're actually brothers, and they're on Dynalone Records, as you can see there. The logo at the I got my wrong finger right there at the top.
There you go.
So this album, like these guys, they've got a really cool sound. Like it's I want to say it's like Beatles mixed in with like some Southern blues a little bit, and then like they've also. It's a really unique sound. It's all catchy. Like it's like an indie kind of vibe to it as well. But I love this. This is by far my favorite album of 2021. And if you check my Apple Music playlist, that's right, I'm on Apple Music. I'm one of those.
That's right, you are. That's right, you freaking are. Swim upstream, yeah.
All of it is just I used to call them bros because that's what it looks like it's pronounced. Bros.
Yes, for all those listening, it is a record where the band is spelled Bros.
Yes, but it's actually pronounced Bros. Like let's say
Bros.
You're going to go shopping at Ross, just put a B in front of it. Bros is what it's actually pronounced.
Yep.
So this album is amazing. I love it. Once again, it's not super long. It's only like 38 minutes, so it's an easy listen. Here is the exclusive variant that I got. The day it came out.
The blob.
I don't know if you can see. Oh no, the record's hiding it. But if you look right there, how many that's out of?
Ooh,
they only pressed 100 of these.
That's sick.
Of this variant. You can still get the album. Oh shoot, I'm shaking again. On Dynalone Records website. And it's I highly recommend this album.
Heck yeah.
Once again, I don't really have a favorite album. Maybe my favorite one is called 2 for T, but every single song on this, like you play the whole thing through and they're all great. They're all catchy. Yeah, I love them.
Absolutely.
I highly recommend them. So
Bros
Volume 2. They have a Volume 1 too. They also put out Christmas music, like original Christmas songs, and they sound like classics. They just put out an EP like every year for the past couple of years. They put out like 1 or 2 Christmas songs that they've made.
That's awesome.
This year they put the whole collection in an EP. If you go on to Spotify or Apple Music, you're like, I did that.
How dare you? How dare you use the dirty
I'm the
name
one going to get hate
Spotify.
this week now. Everyone's going to be hating the DMs.
But listen to our podcast songs on Spotify, everybody.
Yeah. They made an EP of their Christmas songs this year, and they're great. I love them. They're among my favorites as well. So
that's awesome.
Check out Bros if you haven't. They're a great band, and I can't put them over enough. So
heck yeah,
that's my number one of the year.
Number one is Bros.
Brass.
So your
Brass.
top three
Oh,
were
this is brass.
the Black Keys. There we go.
Black
The Black
Keys,
Keys are
Delta
number
Cream,
3. Czarface, MF
Czarface,
Doom,
Super What,
and
and
then
number 1,
Brass.
Volume 2.
Love it.
Yep.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I'm
Let's
ready
see
to give you
yours.
my number 1.
I think I know which one it is, right?
We'll see.
I mean,
My number 1 is "I Won't Care How You Remember Me" by Tiger's Jaw.
oh,
So
nice.
I'm like a metal and hardcore kid, absolutely.
I think we
This
all
is
know
no
that
secret,
by now.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this is not like that whatsoever. Tiger's Jaw is like a emo indie alternative rock band. I do very much enjoy the music of Tiger's Jaw. I've been aware of this band for a long time, of course. But they announced they were coming out with a new album late last year, I believe. But I don't know why. I can't explain why. I never listened to any of the singles. It just didn't cross my mind. It was just sort of one of those like, oh, when it comes out, I'll give it a listen. So I was at the record store and they had this, and I was like, oh, it's the new Tiger's Jaw. I like Tiger's Jaw. I'll give it a buy because I'm sure it'll be good. Oh my gosh, was it incredible? Same thing. It is very difficult to pick like a favorite on this record because the entire record is an experience. We come from different worlds of music because you were like, oh yeah, 38 minutes, that's not that long. Almost all the music I listen to, the records are like 30 minutes long, easy. And so this one especially, every single song is so well written. It's interesting, it's emotional. I have cried I don't know how many times to this album because just the music is so well done. Tiger's Jaw, you can see on the back right here. They're a very, very, very good band. There's a fantastic mix of male and female vocals. All of the songs being about loss or heartache or even just moving on, which is really good for like pandemic stuff. It's really good to have just music that's emotional, where all of a sudden
cry too,
where you're vacuuming and all of a sudden you have tears running down your face because Tiger's Jaw gets you when nobody else does.
That was Adele for me this year.
Oh, that was Adele. See,
yeah.
Well, and we're trying to go easy on you, Brent or Stooge. Anyway, this is the variant I got. Nothing too special, but it's Coke bottle, which I love Coke bottle green.
You love Coke?
I just love it so much. And this is one of those, I've easy played this record 50 times. Easy.
Wow.
Like easy. I would probably, if I had to put a number to it, would be way more than that. But just because I love music. I love music so much, but I've not usually been one that like when an album finishes, I have to listen to it again. I'm one of those where I'll like the album's done and I go, okay, I'll listen to something else, But this was one, the first time I listened to it, the album was done and I just flipped the record over again and listened again because I was shocked how beautiful it was. The song "I Won't Care How You Remember Me" is beautiful. Can't Wait Forever, Cat's Cradle, New Detroit. I cry every time I listen to New Detroit, Lock Story. And Heaven Apart is a great song. Lemon Mouth, Body Language. There's a bunch of bomb songs on here. Commit is on this album. Oh, anyway, this is a fantastic album. And I think one reason I do love it so much is not just because the writing's so good and so interesting and it's emotional, but it like caught me by surprise how good it was. And I think those records that you didn't know were going to be so good can like hit harder with you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect example for me is like, the Front Bottoms. Yeah. When I found Talon of the Hawk, I wasn't expecting much. I'm just kind of browsing through, looking at new music. I'm like, oh wow. Even if it's like a decent album, but you weren't expecting anything from it, it hits really hard.
Absolutely.
Unlike, maybe like for me in the Black Keys, like I expect everything to be smash. So if it isn't, maybe it's like, it was okay.
Absolutely.
So even though it's maybe better, but you psych yourself out. But that's
For
a great, so what was your top 3 again? Besides, what's the name of that Tiger's Jaw album?
I Won't Care How You Remember Me.
Okay, I Won't Care How You Remember Me. That was number 1.
Number 2. And then Lost in a Wave by Landmarks.
Okay.
And The Romance of Affliction by See You Space Cowboy.
Those are all mouthfuls, man.
Exactly. we're back in the 2000s. That was like a thing where like names and songs were super long, and we're back to that. And I'm so into it. In fact, really quick, just to sum up this section, one of my good buddies on Instagram, his name is Dylan, but he goes by My Wax Frisbee. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. He was talking about our podcast, and one thing that he enjoys is that our music taste is quite different from one another, and that is actually something I enjoy a lot too. Echo chambers, especially with like music, can be annoying as hell because I don't know how you feel. I think that like it can be annoying when you all listen to the exact same thing and you all think the same. So I love the fact that our three were like wildly different from one another.
Yeah,
Worked out
that
great.
is that. I think that is good too. Adds
Yeah.
a little diversity.
Adds a little bit
So.
of sugar and spice and everything nice.
And I think it's like it makes it a little more genuine too, maybe because like honestly, those three bands I've heard of Tiger's Jaw. You know, the other two never heard of them. So I'm learning something new.
Next time CU Space Cowboys in town, you should come. Those shows are nuts.
Do they like dress up and like sacrifice goats and stuff?
No, it's not that kind of metal. This is the kind of metal where people in tight jeans try to hit each other as hard as they can. Oh.
Like, do they have a room for people who don't want to do that? Like, or an area that's like roped off with a velvet rope?
Come on, Stooge. No, we all want to do it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay.
Well, there it is. Our top 3 albums of 2021. Good stuff. Go listen to all of them.
Absolutely.
It is now time to transition to the second segment of the show, even though we're like, I don't know, 35 minutes.
We're somewhere into
the show.
Yeah, it's a long story.
We're in the thick of it. Anyways, so we're doing trivia.
Okay.
And this week, I like the trivia. I feel like like the questions we learn a little bit about the band.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like it's a way to do like an expose on the band without actually just sitting there and me reading off stuff.
Yep.
And make it fun. So we're doing trivia again, just like we did the last couple of weeks. Plus, I feel like you do better at these as well.
I know. I feel like I do better at them too.
So here we go. It makes us all feel better.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Self-esteem.
This week's artist is going to be here. There's actually a hint for it. Do you see the hint behind me?
The Stormtrooper. Oh, is it Led Zeppelin?
It is Led Zeppelin.
Hey, the entire audience gets to see how close I got to the camera right there. That was fun. It's Led Zeppelin.
It's Led Zeppelin. I could see my reflection off of your glasses. You were so close.
I'm just kidding. That was intense. Yeah.
All right. So I have prepared 10 questions about Led Zeppelin, and I've actually prepared a little fun bonus thing we can do too to just really test your knowledge about Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Who is one of my top 10 favorite artists of all time, without a doubt. Like there's a few bands where it's like they have to like compete for the number 9 and 10 spot sometimes. Yeah. There's Led Zeppelin's always in, without a doubt.
Love it.
So
I probably won't do as good as I did on the Black Keys and the White Stripes, but we're gonna give it a shot.
Okay, we'll see. We will see how you do. Okay,
please don't crucify me, everybody listening. Yeah.
So if you get like less than 5 points, man, I really got to think these out beforehand.
I'm a black dog.
You're a black dog, and if you get above 5, you're Stairway to Heaven. Okay,
I'm on the Stairway to Heaven. Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. All right. So question number 1.
Okay.
Can you name all 4 band members of Led Zeppelin?
I can give you 3.
Oh.
Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, John Bonham, and the bassist.
Typical bassist.
I don't know who plays bass in Led Zeppelin. I'll be perfectly honest.
How about I guess it's he includes his middle name, and it's the initials would be JPJ.
John Paul Jones.
There you go.
Hey!
So you knew. He just needed a little bit.
I shouldn't doubt myself so much, Stu.
So I'll give you 3/4 of a point on that.
Oh, I need to be keeping track of my points.
Yeah, keep track of the points because this stuff matters. This is important.
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
Okay.
So I got 3/4 of a point. We do way too much math on this stupid show. Holy crap.
All right. Question number 2.
Okay.
How many studio albums did Led Zeppelin? I almost said the Black Keys. Did Led Zeppelin put out?
Did the Black Keys have?
This is related somehow.
It's related somehow?
No, I'm just
kidding.
Have
the same number?
No, I was just talking about the Black Keys.
Gosh,
I threw you off.
Okay.
Just guess how many studio albums they have. If you don't know.
I'm just going to throw out a guess, and I'm going to say 8.
You cheated.
No, I didn't.
That is correct.
Is that really?
8 studio albums, yes.
I would have guessed way more than that, but I guess not, huh?
No, not the studio ones. They put out a few things that weren't studio
There's
ones.
Tons of compilations.
So there you go. You got 1 3/4 points.
1 3/4 points.
1 3/4 points. We're going to question number 3.
Okay.
I need you to name their albums. This is pretty
1,
easy.
2, 3, 4.
There you go. You're halfway there.
Physical Graffiti. Long-time listeners will recall when I got cyberbullied for not knowing that album. Okay. Another one of the named albums.
Yep.
Gosh dang it, bro. I don't know the named ones very good. What's
Oh
the
man.
one? Maybe that's just one of the number ones. I'm seeing the album art in my head, and
Uh-huh.
there's like naked people with long blonde hair climbing out of like a mountain or something.
That's not one of the numbered ones. Which
That's
one is that
not.
one? No.
It's got like oh my gosh. Mulberry Mountain, Mountains of Men, the mole man cometh.
No.
I don't know, dude.
All right. So this is gonna be some crazy math you're gonna have to do here. Actually, it might not be too crazy. 5/8
Five
and
eighths
3/4. Common denominator is 8, so that should be pretty easy to figure out for you. You've
for
got
me. May I emphasize I got my master's degree in communications.
what's 6 plus 5? That's 11 out
11
of
eighths.
11
Wow.
eighths.
You know what? I'm just gonna say together those equal 1 point.
And then you've got 3/8.
No, I've got 2
So you got
points
2 and
now.
3/8 points is what you have.
Okay,
right
great. I've got
now.
2
Look,
points.
I did that. That's almost 2.5, bro.
I've just got 2.
All right. So the other ones,
Okay.
In Through the Outdoor,
In Through the
Presence,
Outdoor.
and the one you were thinking of, Houses of Holy.
Houses of Holy. That's right. Mountains of Mole Men. Yeah.
Mountains of Molmen. Yeah.
That's actually our album.
All right.
Yeah, the Deadwax album's called Mountains of Mole Men. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Question number
Okay.
4. What year was Led Zeppelin added to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Oh gosh.
This is a hard one.
This is a hard one. I'm just gonna guess 2003.
You're way off. 1995.
Wow. I
There you
was
go.
way off.
Yep. So you're still at
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We need to do a whole episode about that because I have opinions.
Okay, we'll do a whole. What if I don't have opinions? What do we do?
Then it's gonna be me talking,
and I just listen.
Exactly,
Right,
like anytime you and I are together. Yeah.
How many diamond albums does Zeppelin have?
3.
Do you know what a diamond album is?
It's the one above platinum, right?
Yeah, 10 million.
3.
Only 3. Come on, they're considered
3.
one of the best rock bands of all time.
4.
You only think half is going to be there? You only think half?
Oh my lord!
Are going to be diamond?
I feel like I'm insulting your parents or something. 5.
There you go. 5. You're correct. We'll give you the point.
I'm gonna give myself half a point on that one because
Okay.
I needed help. Guess
So
what?
now
I'm
you're
like
7
2.5 points. Yeah.
No, wait. Yeah. 7
Stooge, I love you so much. I'm at 2.5 points.
Here we go.
I cannot
Number
emphasize
6.
how bad I am at math.
Both of Led Zeppelin's first albums were released in this year.
Ooh. 1970.
You were so close.
Really?
Off by 1 year. 1969.
Ah, dang it.
Yep.
Yeah, gosh dang it.
We'll
I
give
thought
you
they
another
were
half
still like
point.
I thought they were still with the Yardbirds at that point, so I was trying to be like,
That
oh
was
no,
just-
it had to be in the 70s.
That was just Jimmy. You would have got that. I didn't add that because I thought it would be too obscure, but there you go.
Oh, I know the history of Led Zeppelin very well. It's the music I'm not as familiar with.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, do you know which member of the band's the oldest? This is not one of my questions.
Isn't it Jimmy? Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's Jimmy.
I was
Good
gonna
job.
be like, some of them
Who's
are
the
not
youngest?
currently aging. So
Yeah, who is the
Uh,
youngest? So, like, who was born the last? Who's last
Robert
to be born?
Plant.
Very good. Jeez, good job.
Yeah.
All right, here
Because
we
Jimmy
go.
looks like a corpse these days.
Jimmy does. Anyways, what is the name of the record label that Led Zeppelin started?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
I couldn't even. I'll throw out a guess. They're called Whole Lot of Love Records.
No, that's a good guess, but no, that would be wrong.
Okay.
Swan Song Records.
Couldn't have gotten that one.
All right. Do you know what label they released their first 4 albums on?
On
It might have even been the
Apple.
first 5. Not Apple, no, that's the Beatles. You're thinking the Beatles. It was
Rubber
Atlantic.
Soul. Yeah. Atlantic. See,
All right, here we go.
I could have even picked Atlantic, Pacific, Indian. Yeah.
Yeah. On any of those, Antarctic.
Antarctic, exactly.
Oh, actually, this is one of the questions. Paige was a member of this band before forming Led Zeppelin.
The Yardbirds.
Yeah, you give yourself 2 points because you knew that before you even asked it.
I'm gonna take it. I'm at 4.5 points, you guys.
All right, good job.
Whoa. Call me
Here we
Serena
go.
Williams.
You're almost a stairway. Here we go.
Okay.
What year did the group disband?
Ooh. Gosh. I'm gonna say this is a tough one. I'm just gonna guess 85.
No, that's too late. 1980 is actually the year they disbanded.
Led Zeppelin was only together for like 10 years or 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. And they took a hiatus during this time too.
It's insane. Like Led Zeppelin and the Beatles actually weren't together that long. And they put out so many jams. And then you have bands like the Rolling Stones that have never broken up. Ugh.
They're a Rolling Stone, you know.
There you go. Just like Bob Dylan predicted. Yeah.
Yep. All right, here we go. The last question I have before we get to the bonus questions, which will only be for those watching the show.
Oh yes, because they're visual.
Yep, they're visual. What is the highest selling Led Zeppelin album of all time?
2.
Wrong. That is incorrect. It is number 4, actually.
Oh, is it 4?
Yeah,
makes sense.
That's the one that's got
because that one's Stairway's on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Which coincidentally wasn't released as a single, but it is by far
that is true.
Their most popular and probably one of the most popular rock songs
absolutely
of all time. So
yeah,
anyways,
and like seriously, on a list of like 5 most popular rock songs of all time, Stairway to Heaven's probably on that.
Yeah. It's an amazing song. So here's the next part of the trivia.
Okay.
The guys in Led Zeppelin, they've got symbols to represent each of them that they were going to use on like their 4th album or something like that. I can't remember the whole story. Anyways, they all made symbols to represent each member of the band. They got to choose their symbol and create it. So if you had to guess, I want you to guess which symbol goes for which member of the band. So we'll start right here at the top, right here with the one that looks like Zozo. Yeah. Which member of the band would that be?
Oh my gosh, this is such a shot in the dark. John Paul Jones.
That is incorrect. It was actually Jimmy Page.
Oh,
Jimmy Page, that one. Okay, let's do
what's
the
the significance of that? Did you know?
I didn't have time to read all that.
Okay,
man.
fair enough.
You can Wikipedia it. Okay. So
okay, top right
over here, right. Yeah, the one right here that almost looks like a Mercedes emblem or something.
Jimmy Page.
You say Jimmy Page?
Oh wait, that was.
Oh my gosh. Game's over. Let's move on.
Look it up. Top right is Robert Plant.
Nope, that is incorrect.
Gosh, dang it.
That is actually John Paul Jones right there.
Okay.
He was so this one I did read a little bit. He was into the occult, and that's like kind of more of an occult symbol. So, all right, here we go. We're moving down to this bottom one here that's got the 3 interlocking circles, like it's part of the Olympics logo. Oh, my screen's going a little dim.
That one is John Bonham.
That is correct. You finally got one.
I
just remember it looks like drum heads. So
yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
And then by default, the feather one,
Robert Plant.
What
is that one even supposed to be? I can't tell.
I don't know, penmanship. He wrote all the songs. I don't know. I'm just making that up.
I don't mean what does it mean. I mean, what is it? What's in the circle?
Oh, it's a feather.
Oh, I couldn't see that. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Put a feather in your cap, Mr. Plant.
So how many did you get right?
So that last one got me 75 points. So I am at 79.5 points. That's
another
insane.
record.
Another record. And we collect records. That's what's so funny.
Yeah. So you're a stairway. Congratulations.
One of these days we should switch roles and I do the game. And
for sure. Then
I quiz you about cattle decapitation. Yeah.
And like Frog Mallet and Whitechapel.
No, I will be much. Okay. That was a good one though. I really do like the trivia ones because like you said, we find out stuff about the band and it's also interesting. And we also get to see what a dumbass I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call that 3 birds.
Is that a Led Zeppelin song?
3 birds with 1 stone. Anyways. Move on.
Sick.
Time for Q&A.
Q&A.
It looks like I'm milking a cow. Q&A. Or something else.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
I'm gonna edit that one out.
No, please. Or if you do, just send it to me personally. That'd be great. All right. All right. Q&A. We got 3 questions from our friends on Instagram. Once again, if you want to know if you can ask us questions, you should follow either our personal handles right here below us or the Deadwax Show on Instagram, because pretty often we put out, hey, ask us a question and we'll answer it on the pod. So here we go. The first one is by one of our best friends, Scott. Vinyl by Scott on Instagram.
Vinyl by Scott, who hosted the party.
Man, do we love him. He's the
Scott.
Best.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
he makes a mean waffle.
The man makes a mean waffle.
And his wife makes a mean syrup too.
Yeah. What was that, like vanilla buttermilk? Oh my gosh, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Literally take my clothes off and just throw that all over me. It was so freaking good.
Waffles did do that, yeah.
Exactly.
That's when
subscribe
I got
to our Patreon to see that video. Okay.
I thought it was OnlyFans.
We got kicked off.
We really have a Patreon.
We got kicked off of that one for being too vulgar. All right. From Scott.
That's why they tried to switch it from, adult content to, then they're like, oh shoot, we can't. It's going to be a necessary evil.
Exactly. Because we had gone from just like adult content to now just like morbidly obscene content. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Our question from Scott. If you were to choose the first album played for aliens, what would you pick?
And we're assuming they're not taking us over.
I mean, they could be, but you're just going to play them an album anyway.
Aliens?
That's a good question. I'm going to go with they appear friendly with the potential to destroy our planet. I started choking, sorry.
We can't have an episode without you joking at least once.
I know.
It's like a staple of the show.
It is. Sorry, everybody. For those that listen and don't know why I have so many problems. My therapist doesn't know.
They appear friendly with the potential for hostility.
Exactly. Just like you.
And they want to know what's the first album I'd play for them.
Scott wants to know what's the first album you'd pick.
What's that song in Mars Attacks? What's that one?
The song.
Did you see Mars Attacks?
Of course, I love Mars Attacks, but the
song. How they play that song and it makes their heads blow up? Yes.
Oh my gosh, what song is that, dude?
I can't remember what it is.
I can't remember either. I feel like any other day, but on the spot, I can't.
That's the album I would play for them.
It's just the Mars Attacks theme song?
No, not the theme song. That song that makes their heads explode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Preemptive Strike. I'm not giving them the chance.
See, I love it. See, I would go with something that like is so weird that they would be able to understand what it is. Like Bjork. Play some Bjork for the aliens. Or like what's a modern equivalent of Bjork?
Well, Bjork
like
is an alien.
Yeah, exactly. Like they would listen to it and be like, oh, for sure.
What if we played the Men in Black soundtrack? That would be a good one to play too. Something by Will Smith.
Just the Will Smith part where he goes, here.
What's the one that's got big? Is it Big Willie style? What about
Big Willie style? Big Willie style. Good memory, dude. Good job. Proud of you.
That's what I'm picking.
Yeah, play that.
They know that one.
Exactly. I love that. Actually, just forget that. Play everything Will Smith ever wrote. That's
Will Smith,
what we're going to show them.
He's been in two very successful movies about aliens. So that's Independence Day.
Independence Day, thank you.
And Men in Black. Or maybe there's more, I don't know.
And he's in 3 of the Men in Black movies, and those were all good, so that's not true. They're not all good. Anyway, there was a good one. Thank you, Scott, for the question.
Yes.
Next one.
Big Willie Style by Will Smith. That's
Big Willie Style. That's what I would just say is Big Willie Style by Will Smith. Next one comes from our buddy Rob, also known as the Brobert Report on Instagram.
Ooh, the Brobert Report.
This is an excellent question. What is one album from your youth that you'd love to get a repress? Or not a repress if you don't already have it, just what's an album from your youth that you'd love to have?
Well, like if you'd asked me this a couple of months ago, it would have been I Wish by Skilo. Because that was one of my his single I Wish, I wish I was a little
I wish I was a little taller. I wish I was a baller.
Yeah.
If I had a girl, I would,
That was like one of my first favorite songs of all time was that. I think it was Achy Breaky Heart. Then it was that one.
You're so perfect. I love you so much. Achy Breaky Heart and I Wish by Skee-Lo.
Billy Ray Cyrus, man, he was on loop when I was a kid.
Holy crap. I want to be friends with you forever. That is the funniest thing in the world.
and then I Wish came along.
Yeah.
So if you could just tell, like, my music interest just kind of perfectly replicate my personality. I just like stupid stuff. If it makes me laugh, I love it.
I love it.
So I have that now, though. It's a bootleg version, but I've got that now. Do you know? While I think a little bit, like,
yes, I actually wrote some down. Y'all that listen to us regularly are going to find this shocking. I couldn't narrow it down to one, so I have three. I grew up as like a punk rock kid, and a lot of punk albums you can easily get, but some are a lot harder to get that I absolutely love. So number one is the Misfits, their album American Psycho. There's lots of bootlegs of it, so that's not hard to get. But an actual like copy of American Psycho from the 90s is hundreds of dollars of an investment. And if it's a record from the 90s, so it's not going to sound good and it's not going to be good quality, but it's the only original ones I've ever met. And also, for anybody that listens to the Misfits that is also listening to this podcast, that is like a controversial album for the Misfits because that's when Glenn Danzig was no longer their singer. Michael Graves was the singer on American Psycho, and I love it. It's a great album. We get the song "Dig Up Her Bones" from that record. So that's one. I get that album. The second one is the New York Dolls, their very first album. This one is just one I haven't bought yet. They're not that hard to find. They're pretty easy to find. I just haven't bought it. So, but like that, the very first New York Dolls album was huge to me growing up. When I got into punk rock, when I was like 10 years old, my very first band I loved was the Ramones. So a lot of like the super early punk bands like really, really have a special place in my heart. And the New York Dolls freaking rule. And so the first New York Dolls album, the self-titled one that is the reason we have punk rock today, would be great. I just need to buy it. And I haven't yet. So, and then the third one would be AFI's album Sing the Sorrow, which is not like super punk rock. AFI was a punk band for a long time. Sing the Sorrow is when they sort of became who they are now. Sing the Sorrow is the rise into commercial success for AFI. But infamously, this album has been pressed once in 2003, and it was on their tour. They have never pressed that album again.
Jerks.
If my good buddy Ty Moz, also known as Mosley's Records, is watching this, he is the only human I know that has a 2003 copy of Sing the Sorrow. It is beautiful. There's been several bootlegs of this album, but you pay a ransom for it. They're hundreds of dollars. So that's my three albums that from my youth I want is American Psycho by the Misfits, New York Dolls self-titled album, and Sing the Sorrow by AFI. My man, did you think of some more?
I did think of one.
Okay.
And it's going to continue on with this theme kind of.
I'm so ready.
So just thinking off the top of my head, I couldn't access my Discogs want list, but one that I definitely want a repress on from my youth. Like I wasn't a kid, but I was still a youth. $3 Bill, y'all, by Limp Bizkit. That needs a freaking repress, man.
Yes.
Like Limp Bizkit's my guilty pleasure.
Yes,
I love like I know they're I don't know if controversial band's the word, like, you know, they've got mixed reviews.
They used to be, for sure. They definitely used to be controversial.
They've got mixed reviews. But I can't deny the fact that I put their albums on. I just freaking, you know, I get psyched up. So I'm sorry my body reacts that way. I'm sorry my mind is the way that it is. To where it hears, you know, Counterfeit start up, and I'm like, oh shoot, here we go.
Your body
it's about
reacting
to get
that
turned
way. I love it. About to get turned to Counterfeit Bill. Yeah.
So I mean, this I've had that. I don't know how many times it's been pressed or whatnot, but it's in my want list on Discogs, and it's like right now there's a copy sitting at like $300. That's just not gonna happen.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Oh man, I hope someday they do a repress. I don't know if they ever will, but if someone ever does a boot, I will 100% buy the boot. Because I really enjoy that album, and it would be great to have it on vinyl. So
absolutely. Can you imagine if they ever did like a box set of that record, Significant Other, and then chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored water. That'd be sick.
That would be sick. I own one of those, and
Yes, you do.
yeah. So
And our buddy Bryant, he owns chocolate starfish, so we just need to
get the
finish that
trifecta,
out. Yeah.
and then we'd be like Captain Planet or something like that. When if someone else gets that the first record, and we get together and put them together,
Yeah.
like Fred Durst appears.
Fred Durst is Captain Planet. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Can you imagine? Oh my gosh! Can you imagine if we're all like sitting there and we put our records together, and as he puts his final fist towards it, break stuff starts playing. Oh my fucking gosh! Oh my gosh, dude, that was so funny in my head. Holy bananas!
Yeah.
Oh
That would be.
Sorry for everybody listening that just heard my witch's cackle. Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, last question. and you're gonna have actually a way better answer for this than I am.
Okay.
This comes from our buddy Travis, also known as Nightwalker22 on Instagram.
Ooh, Nightwalker.
Nightwalker.
Wasn't it the name of a serial killer in LA, or what was his name?
That's the Night Stalker.
The Night Stalker.
Richard Ramirez. Yep.
Yeah.
Favorite. I know a lot about serial killers.
I know. It's funny.
Favorite
That,
record
like,
shop you've
weird
been to
religious
out of your home state. Did you hear my question?
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite record shop you've been to out of your home state.
Well,
so I'll
like,
just answer quick because
okay.
I have like one that I love, especially, but you've been to so many, so I'd love to hear your answers. Mine is Amoeba Music in Hollywood. I've only been to that place once, and it was in the old location. They have since moved, but it was to this day, I believe, the best day of my life was when I went to Amoeba in Hollywood, because it was my family was. Say what?
And you have kids.
And I have so many kids. I've been married 6 times and I have 12 kids.
And Amoeba's still the best day.
And Amoeba's still the best day. I went there. I was on vacation with my family in LA, and I begged everyone if we could please just stop in at Amoeba. We had a long day. A lot of bad stuff had happened, but my family was kind enough to say, sure, we'll go with you. And it was like the gates of heaven. Of course, it was in a terrifying parking garage, and you opened the door from the bathroom, but like, it was the most beautiful store I've ever been in my entire life. For those listening who do not know, Amoeba is the biggest record store in the world, and it is stunning. They have everything you could ever imagine. Fun fact also, Amoeba's YouTube channel, I don't know if they still do this, but they used to do this. Oh, they still do. They do this great thing where artists will go into the store and pick out their favorite records and show you why they pick the records they do. It's called What's in My Bag, and it is genuinely delightful to watch the bands you love explain why they pick the records they love. So anyway,
that's cool.
That's my answer, is Amoeba Music in Hollywood.
Amoeba Music.
Amoeba Music. What is yours, my man?
Well, it depends what we're calling my home state. So
that's true.
Like I've lived in quite a few different states in my life. California, Utah, Arizona, and Nevada. I consider California home. So that would be my home state. So outside of my home state, my favorite one outside of my home state. So like if I'm thinking, like I've only been to one in Arizona. It was so long ago I can't remember. I wasn't even collecting records then. I was just in there and I went in.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a Zia. I can't remember for sure though. But anyways, my favorite in like Las Vegas in Nevada is Zia Records. They've got a really good selection. They got a lot of other stuff in the store too. It's a place you can go to and you kind of spend like, an hour just looking at all the different crap they got. So they're my favorite one in Nevada, Zia Records in Las Vegas. They got 2 locations. In Utah, my favorite one is 3 Hive. 3 Hive, they've always got a really great selection. I love the aesthetic of their location. And they've been really good to me as someone that they don't owe anything to. So it's another thing, kind of like what Czarface did. They hooked it up one time. I'm like, well, you just bought my loyalty, for life.
Yeah.
So 3 Hive is my favorite. It sucks that they're in Provo because I have to drive, like 45 minutes to get there one way. But it's okay because there's a really good pizza shop not too far from there that I always like to hit up too. So it's another one of those two birds, one stone. Anyways, so 3 Hive in Utah is my favorite. If we're talking California, there's quite like when I used to work in California before I moved here, I had I had an area that I would cover for work. So I did a lot of traveling, like from Northern California all the way basically down to like Bakersfield, which is like the last stop before you go over the mountains into the LA area. And like I visited so many record stores. It's hard to narrow down one because like there's Tower District Records in Fresno. They're my boys. They do a live stream every week. I watch them, love what they do, and they're good to me. They don't necessarily have like a lot of new stuff in stock, but they do have a huge selection of used records. So like if you're someone who's like into the newer stuff and stuff like that, Tower District, might not be your thing, but I love those guys.
Yeah.
In Fresno also, they have another record store called Raging Records. They're more like the 3 Hive where they have used stuff for sure, but they also have a lot more new stuff that you can get your hands on. And that's actually where I picked up my copy of Limp Bizkit, was at Raging Records in Fresno. Yeah. So I love them, but like I also love 1234 Go in Oakland, California. They've also got like a really great selection of new and used stuff. And because it's Oakland, like Fresno's kind of a smaller town, so they do get good stuff in every once in a while. But like when you're in a major town like Oakland, which is in the Bay Area, there's a lot of stuff, and they're steeped in a lot of musical history and culture in that area. And so you can find some really cool stuff. And it's hard. Like I can go to like Raging in Fresno. Raging, I have a hard time not spending a lot. Fresno, Tower District Records. There's usually not a whole lot. They get some rare stuff in sometimes that's really cool. Yep. But whenever I go to 1234 Go in Oakland, California, I have to do my best not to max out my credit card. They've always got really good stuff. So if you're ever in the Bay Area, that's one of my recommendations. They've also got Nomiba a couple miles from 1234 Go as well in the Berkeley area. But yeah, sorry if I answered. I gave you like 7 answers.
That's okay. I loved it.
I don't know. That's
You're much more well-traveled than I am. That's why I was really excited about that question.
I've been lucky. A lot of
answers.
Yeah, I've been lucky with the job I have. I mean, I've gone to record stores in Southern California, in Florida, and like I've gotten to go to a lot. So
yeah, man,
I've been lucky. Yeah,
I love it. Yeah. Thank you guys for all the questions. We absolutely love them. So anytime, be watching our Instagram stories because we do occasionally throw up. Hey, we got some questions for you. Did you like that? That was like Sean Connery.
That's what I got. I got Sean Connery.
We got some questions for you. Want to share Instagram stories?
We got some questions, Money.
We got some questions, Money Penny. Yeah.
You sound like a little mobster in there too. Like
yeah, exactly.
John Dillinger and Sean Connery had a baby,
which would be sick if those two had a baby. Yeah.
Oh, it would be the most badass person to ever live, huh?
Mm-hmm. With a beautiful singing voice. Anyway. This episode of the Deadwax Show has gone on a bit longer than we anticipated, everybody. So thank you to anybody that made it this far. You deserve a medal. We'll mail you one in the mail.
Yeah. Just comment and let us know if you made it the whole way.
Just comment and say the word bananas, and that's how we'll know that you
bananas?
made it this far. Bananas.
Okay, I said bananas.
You got some bananas? Yeah, anyway. But before we wrap up, Stooge, any closing remarks, any thoughts, anything else you want to communicate to our lovely fans?
Just want to give a shout out to Newberry Comics. That's all.
Newberry Comics. They're some of the greatest people on the planet with some of the best vinyl I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a great soundbite.
And Swig. We'll give a shout out to Swig. I don't care.
Swig. Oh, incredible. I wish I had something near me to shout out, but whatever. Newberry and Swig, please sponsor us. We'd love it.
Yeah.
And now that Newberry follows us on TikTok, it might happen.
Maybe.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, all right, I wouldn't count on it. We don't have a lot to offer.
Excuse me. Excuse me. We're incredible. How dare you? Anyway, everybody, thank you for those who have listened to this episode, to our rantings and our delusions, and who are patient with us as we talked about Fred Durst as Captain Planet. If you want to follow us on social media, we are known as The Deadwax Show on YouTube and on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, where you can listen to our episodes. But also, if you want to follow us on TikTok and Instagram, The Deadwax Show. We're delightful. We're fun. Stooge posts way better memes than I do about the two of us. So please follow us because it is a delightful experience for both of us. Anything to add?
No.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
Silence.
The awkward silence.
I like that. That's a great way to end the show.
We should just end it there.
No.
Anyway, thank you to everybody that's listened to this entire episode. We're very grateful for all of you. We want to kiss all of you on the mouths. As always, please remember, to get out of the groove and get into the Deadwax. Have a good night, everybody.
The Deadwax Show wants you to know that they will not kiss you on the mouth without your permission.
Consent.